Hey guys, this is Chauncey with Session Stories, and today we're joined by Joyer, the East Coast indie rock duo brothers Nick and Shane. Their music blends textured guitars with deeply human lyrics, capturing the small moments of connection we hold onto an increasingly disconnected world. Their latest single, Cure, is a bittersweet contradiction, a bright melody carrying the weight of quiet loneliness, and we're super stoked to have them on the show today.
Thanks for having us. That was such a nice introduction.
Yeah, of course. So the new single that you have out, Cure, it definitely has such a interesting contrast. Like I just mentioned, like you have this really nice upbeat sound and it's carrying the feeling of like loneliness and longing. So where did this song begin for you?
It's always fun to kind of like have a juxtaposition of feelings. So like we were kind of interested in that. So like it is kind of like brighter, like the guitar chords I feel like are kind of brighter. And just like the subject matter of like the lyrics, I was like kind of writing through a character, but like definitely still like channeling my like real feelings. And I don't know, I was just thinking about like how interesting it is that like if you're really like longing for a connection, you could find it like anywhere, even just like with like a small conversation with a stranger, and how like those moments can seem small but can be really meaningful. And yeah. And then I think just like for like the instrumental side, we've been trying to make some like brighter, kind of like poppier sounding songs. So like this was like one of like the first ones where we leaned into that for this album. And it was really fun. Like it was fun focusing on like the guitars more and like throwing in like a guitar solo. It was really fun. So
Yeah. Well, that actually was my next question, but you already answered it. I was going to say, I know I read somewhere that you said The Cure is like from the viewpoint of a fictional character, and how your personal experiences blend with that perspective. But I mean, I mean, kind of said that.
Yeah, I feel like it's always fun to do that. Like it's always like a fun exercise, like writing through a character. But like even when I try to do that, I feel like it is my personal feeling. Sometimes it's just like a fun way to like keep your feelings a little bit more vague, so you're not just like writing it all into the
completely
song.
Exposed.
Yeah, and it's kind of, I like that from like a listener's perspective of kind of like not being spoon-fed everything like about, and it's kind of like for me a more fun listening experience that way, where it's a little bit more up to the listener's interpretation.
Yeah. And I know in the song, there's obviously like a reference to human connection and like the small, maybe like fleeting moments from like strangers in the bar. It talks about to like the call that you make on the back of a billboard. So in your writing or in general, like where do you find hope?
I guess like in like, human connection, I feel like it's like super kind of corny to be like everything's bad right now, but like hope for humanity or whatever. But I think that genuinely is something that we prioritize. Like we love like connecting with other bands and other people and stuff like that. I think that keeps us pretty grounded. So
I went back to actually listen to Night Songs. I love Night Songs. Favorite song is definitely 777. It's been on repeat for a very long time.
Not so much.
Yeah, I love it. Well, actually, I love the whole album, but yeah, so I was re-listening to that before this interview, and you touched on it a bit, but there's definitely like such a noticeable shift in the sound. So like I think in Night Songs, there's definitely like, it's like heavier, there's like grittier guitars, it's just a bit rougher. And then you have this new song, Cure, which is a bit more melodic, it's a bit lighter. So I'm assuming that was like a deliberate choice, or did that kind of unfold naturally as you guys began creating this new album?
I think it's a little bit of both. I mean, we started doing like heavier stuff because it was like fun to play live, and we like definitely like listening to that kind of music, but I think our personal tastes kind of have been growing more towards like the poppy side of things, and also found that that's really fun to play live. I think to us it feels more vulnerable to like go cleaner and like more vocal driven. So I think it came with us having more confidence and like wanting to push ourselves more, and also just like try something new, I guess. Like Night Songs only came out last year, but we had been writing it for like a couple of years. So by the time it came out, we were already so used to those songs already, and we kind of just wanted to do something a little different than what we're used to.
Yeah, I feel like there is like a natural evolution that's part of it, just because I feel like our music taste evolves and changes a lot. So like we're just kind of keeping up with that, and just feel like we've been making music for a while now, so just trying out like new directions to go in, just to like keep it fun for ourselves and hopefully something new and interesting for people to listen to.
Yeah. And I know you've spoken about like experimenting. I think it's like drum patterns beyond like 4/4 and then adding like acoustic layers. What excites you the most about like those details and this new material?
I guess just like keeping it interesting for everyone. I mean, we do the instruments on all the recordings for the most part, but like live, we have other people play with us. And I think like the approach when we first started, we're like focusing more on like guitar riffs and not necessarily other stuff. So like the drums kind of, we're just there as like a metronome at best. Stuff like that, just kind of playing with like textures and just having it just be like fun for all of us to play. We're all like close friends in like the live band. So like, I don't know, it makes it more interesting for us where we're all having fun.
Yeah, we had more time this time around to like play around in the studio because we like were able to like book more days than we usually have for recording. And we had our bassist Jake Miller join us for the first time playing bass, which was really fun. So it felt like playing more when we were in the studio. We were able to like kind of feed off of each other and jam and like work out some of the arrangements more live in the studio together. So like I think that also led us to like having more complicated rhythmic attributes to the songs.
Yeah, it's so much nicer when you're like in a studio and you guys can like feed off the energy and pick up on that. Like, I mean, obviously you can still send each other tracks from different locations, but it's just a different vibe when you're actually there. But yeah, that's super cool. And so is there a song on your new album that resonates with you the most right now?
There's a single that's coming up. I'm not sure if I should I guess like the track list is out, so we get the song At the Movies that will be coming out in a little bit. I think we both really like a lot. We like did some weirder stuff for us that we were kind of experimenting with and weren't sure if it was going to come out well, but we're pretty hyped on it. So keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, just like production wise, we got a little bit more ambitious with trying different effects out, which was fun because it was kind of like a headache for a while we were working on it, and then it finally came together, so it was really satisfying.
And you don't have to give too much away. I know only the track list is out, but is there also like a song that you're most excited to play live from the album coming out?
We collaborated with the artist Morgan Powers on 2 of the songs, and we'd never she recorded her tracks like remotely, so we haven't actually performed them with her. And we have a show coming up in Chicago on our tour where she lives, and I'm pretty excited to have her come up on stage and sing along with us on those couple of songs.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
that would be super cool. Bit of a fun question. If you could go back and play one show from your past and just do it all over again, which show would it be and why?
That's a great question.
Yeah, we opened for Horse Jumper and Lucy in Boston a couple of years ago. And that was just really cool because like having our roots in Boston, that was like, we played at the Sinclair, which is like a venue we always wanted to play at. And those are some of our, like, it was just like an amazing bill and super packed. And I feel like that was kind of like one of like the first bigger shows that we ever played. So it'd be cool to go back and do that all over again. What do you think?
I used to host house shows in my apartment when I was living in Boston. And those got to be really fun and like kind of crazy, and I feel like it'd be interesting to relive that.
Yeah, like, so when listeners hear, I have to like say this album title very slowly because it's long, but on the other end of the line, when they hear this, what's a feeling or a thought that you hope stays with them?
That's a good question. I don't know, I just kind of hope they connect with it in any way. Like, I hope it is something that they enjoy listening to and like has a positive impact in some way. I'm just happy whenever anyone like connects with anything that we make, like no matter whatever way they do it personally is just like amazing to me. So I'm just grateful for anyone who listens.
Yeah. No, I second that for sure.
And so like, what's next on the agenda for you guys for the rest of the year? So I know the album's coming out, I think it's sometime in October, correct? Or
yeah.
And then you guys are on tours, you guys are touring, so like what's happening this year for you guys?
We have we're doing some shows with Teeth and Villager later on in the year in like the Midwest and some parts of the South, and
then there'll be some other stuff that's in the works but not necessarily ready to announce yet. But going to be playing a lot and doing a lot. So, yeah.
Will we see you guys in Europe one day?
I hope so. We would love to. So hopefully, yes, but it's not fully up to us, I guess.
Yeah. And I actually meant to ask you guys this question earlier, but who are some of like your artist inspirations, or who would be some of your like dream collabs?
For this album, we got really into the band Lilies. They're like really cool band from the 90s that like they explore a lot of different sounds. I would say, yeah, Lilies is a band.
Yeah, another one would be Spooky Rubin, this 90s artist who's still like super active now, but kind of like a genius in songwriting and also production. It'd be really cool to do something with him, because I just think like I've never heard like music like that guy's before, and like I feel like we'd really like fanboy over that. So
yeah.
Maybe one day.
Very nice. And what date, just so listeners can know exactly, in October are you dropping on the other end of the line?
October 24th.
Oh, very nice. Almost close to Halloween. Cool.
Yeah,
I know. Spooky album.
Very cool. Well, yeah, guys, I think those were like the majority of the questions I had for you. But are there any final words that you'd like to leave like your fans and the listeners with?
Thanks for listening. Yeah, stay tuned. We'll have some more singles coming out leading up to the album. And yeah, hopefully playing in most cities around the US, hopefully in Europe soon.
For me, it's nothing